Hi, I'm Toby Weiss, the Senior Vice President and General Manager of the Fiery Business Unit here at EFI. I am super excited to be with you today to talk about Fiery digital print servers, the value that they provide in the marketplace. But in order to really understand that, I think it's important to understand how we build and how we think about the Fiery digital front end. You know, we've been building digital front ends and leading the marketplace thanks to your support for quite a while. But when we build a Fiery and a digital front end, we really think of it almost like a house or a structure. It has to have a very solid foundation, and it's that foundation that we build the world-class features and functions on top of. Now with Fiery, that foundation is critical. It's how we think, it's how we design, and it's how we message and market the products so that our customers, your customers, can ultimately make money from the products that are produced. Now let's talk a little bit about that foundation. And the foundation for Fiery always starts with the user. The first foundational element is user centricity. What does that mean? Well, when we think about the digital front end, we are relentless about thinking about the user. How will they use it? How will they interact with the system? And what's the best way and the easiest way for them to get their job done throughout the system? When we design our Fiery, we have user personas such as operators, managers, owners, users, and administrators that we think about. Every single feature, what's the best way for them to get their job? But it doesn't just start and end with the user interface. It really also includes things like user forums, which is an area of social network that over 15,000 customers and users can use to help each other out when they have a problem or trying to figure out the best way to do things. It also includes a whole learning platform and curriculum and e-learning and certifications so that customers can know that they're dealing with experts, so that people who use the Fiery can know that they're always getting the best available training, and that managers know that their staff is going to have best training as well. And so we're relentless about our pursuit to help the user. The second foundational element is reliability, because the digital front end needs to be available and ready for the customer all the time. It needs to work in demanding 24/7 environments, from the biggest factories in the world down to a graphic artist who might need to get a file out to a customer as quickly as possible. Reliability is absolutely key, as we all know. The next one is scalable. Scalable is a critical user foundation because businesses oftentimes start small, grow large, and they might go through variations of that throughout their lifetime. We think about that all the time. We provide a Fiery embedded server, for example, for a customer who might only have one digital printer, maybe a 50-page per minute color printer. As they add black and white, as they grow their needs, whether they need more processing speed because they bought a faster printer, they added more complex jobs, variable data, Fiery can grow with them. In fact, Fiery runs from the smallest digital copiers all the way to the very largest industrial segments. Recently, I was visiting a customer who had 3 very large 100-page per minute printers that they were running. They started to see, unfortunately, their cut sheet business not grow as fast as it had in the past and decided to get into wide format. Guess what? Fiery was there with them because they could use the same user interface, the same ripping technology, the same imaging to be able to support their wide format devices the same way they use their cut sheet. They were delighted to know the command workstation is there along with them. The next foundational element is compatibility. The Fiery, the digital front end, needs to be able to work with everything else in the print shop, and it needs to be compatible with everything that our customers have. So for example, when Microsoft or Apple release new operating systems, we were really proud to have drivers available on day one. We supply new versions of Command Workstation to our customers all the time, and we have the connections and the compatibility with the entire print shop. That's a foundational element in almost everything we think about when we're designing Fiery. The last foundational element is security, because security is key in today's connected environment. You can almost think of printers in the Fiery as an IoT device, and it's that security that's key. Not only are we constantly keeping up to date with the latest security patches and updates, but we also have very strong configurations and security best practices around roles and logging in the Fiery as well. It's also a best practice to keep your digital front end separate from the printer operating system, which is what you get when you buy an independent digital front end for a printer. Now, it's not just these foundational elements that matter to our clients. Customers want to know that we're building the right features and functions for what matter most to them. And it's on top of this foundation that we supply all of our innovation around the areas that customers care about the most. Now, when I ask customers why do they buy a Fiery digital front end, they typically answer around these areas: color and imaging, productivity, management, and connectivity. And let me talk a little bit about each one. Color and imaging is first, and it's probably at the hearts of most of our clients because their job is to honor the intent of the designer's original file. Now, designers are using all sorts of features and functions in the Adobe Creative Suite, including such things as transparencies and spot colors and so on and so forth. And Fiery has always invested and continues to invest an enormous amount of resources in making sure that we do the best job possible of honoring the designer's intent. And that's key, from color consistency all the way to being able to produce dazzling effects that the designers intended. The second area of innovation is productivity. Now, when someone buys a high-speed digital press, of course they're going to want to be able to keep up with that press. And that's where Fiery's blazing performance comes into play. Our specialty VX ASIC, which allows the Fiery to run incredibly fast, technologies such as HyperRip, which allow Fiery to be able to use the CPU resources better than anything, allow Fiery to process files the fastest. That includes many files back to back, or even extremely complicated variable print files. The next area of innovation that's key is manage. Now, it's one thing to have a blazing fast performance, but there's a lot of work that happens before that submit or print is even clicked, right? And that's where all the tools that Fiery supplies for pre-press or job preparation come into play. And we're very excited to constantly deliver value here for customers, whether it's through our imposition and composition software, make-ready features, and so on. That's what allows our customers to be able to turn around jobs for their customers really fast. I think it's safe to say that a print shop can't be in business anymore unless they can turn around work really fast. And when a customer comes to them with a special requirement around certain finishing or making a booklet or a package in a certain way, it's all of those tools that Fiery provides with tight integration to the digital front end that allow that to happen. Now, the last area of innovation that I want to talk about is connect, because it's that connection that Fiery provides to the rest of the print environment that's so key. No longer is the printer an island. It's connected to a web to print. It's connected potentially to an MIS. Customers might have their own in-house developed applications that require a RESTful API or a JDF connection to be able to use. And of course, they need to be able to integrate their entire workflow all the way from web to print, potentially to fulfillment. It's this connection and it's this ability to interoperate with the rest of the print shop that's absolutely key. That's going to help work flow through the print shop even faster, and it's going to make sure that there are zero errors and that there is no time spent trying to figure out why doesn't this work with that. We really believe customers can't be locked into a particular workflow, and that's why that connection is so important to us. Now, we bring these areas of innovation together, and you'll notice when you see the features in Fiery that they really revolve around these main areas. And the work product is what allows our customers to get outstanding color and consistent color, perfect image quality, the productivity and performance that they need that's going to keep up with their presses, the ability to do all of their job prep work, and to plug in seamlessly with the rest of their environment. We're super excited to introduce you to the Fiery System 350. FS350 is the very latest and greatest from EFI, and you're going to notice a tremendous amount of features and functions in each of these areas of leadership built on that very strong foundation that gives the customers what they need and trust on for all these years. Thank you so much for your support.